Once again, welcome back to another kind of loud production. I still have yet to change my wheel bearing, right rear wheel bearing, which I pegged right away. Told ya. Absolute fact, but it isn't in that bad a shape. It's just extremely loud to me, and possibly and likely to this recording. So I apologize for that immediately, I say, and let you know what's going on around here. As you well know, I mitigate emergencies across the nation as I see fit under my oath and obligation of my training in the Federal Emergency Management Mitigation Agency. That's what I do. That's what I do. Although I like to inform people, give you the absolute information that you need to be able to work with. All 30 of the people that look at my videos on a semi-occasional basis. Thanks. Although there should be millions of people getting this information, share things, let people know what's going on. I'm not adding my opinion, I'm giving you facts. And if I'm adding my opinion, I'll tell you it's my opinion. In my humble opinion, is how I put it. So, FYI, and that's for your information. Sorry that was condescending. I apologize dreadfully. So let's get to the point of this particular video and conversation. It has to do with what's going on. People don't know what's going on. People aren't aware of the fact. First of all, fact number one. The president signed his power over to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The exact date, I believe, is March 13th. I'll double check. But, I'm doing a lot of different things, and my mind gets a bit discombobulated with all the intricacies of my work. And so occasionally I will make mistakes in my verbiage and then point them out in my description. That's why I had to delete the one where I was mixing up the officer Clive with George Floyd. The whole misdirection and obfuscation of George Floyd, I must apologize to the people that have absolute belief in what they saw. But when you take into consideration that this is called by the leader of FEMA, who is essentially acting as the President of the United States, get that first of all. The President signed his power over to FEMA. Now, I've said that twice, and I'll say it again. The President signed his power, which means he's not President anymore. He's acting, he's got the, oh, that's the President. No, it's not the President. I mean, it's the person, of course, or it could be a lookalike. I'm not going to go there. But the fact of the matter here is, I hope you get it. Trump gave it up. He gave it up on that day and said, thank you for letting me be your president. I had a good time being your president. It's all past tense. It's over. He's the last president of the United States, essentially. Now, people are like, oh, that can't be. Get out of your brainwashing and listen to the facts. Facts are, FEMA runs the country right now, and FEMA is putting step-by-step organizations together to the next step of a live exercise. When you say this is a live exercise about what's going on here in this pandemic, and telling people they should wear masks and telling people that they should do this and that, there are other reasons that you are not aware of. And I'm not trying to make you sound like you haven't been informed. Ignorance is an absence of knowledge. That's all it is. So when somebody says you're ignorant, that means you just haven't heard the knowledge. You can only, work with what you've, been given to understand. And so why aren't people informed of the fact that the president isn't the president anymore? They don't get it. Why? Why don't they get it? He did it. It was an open thing. It was on the news. There was it's all videotaped. You can Google it. President Trump signing over power to FEMA. I don't know. Google it and look at it and make your own determination. No, yeah, you can make your own determinations, but you're foolish to think that the president is still the president. He goes in, he says, oh, I think this state's doing great. We're so much better than we used to be now. And he's giving this illusion, this misdirection to people. And that's the gig, gang. The gig is to misdirect, to confuse, to obfuscate, and to distract. So that people are sitting there babbling amongst each other and ignoring all of these motions and functions that were pre-planned. When you say this is a live experiment, okay, think about it. You know, try and use that ticky up there and go, live experiment. Well, when you're in a science class and you want to do an experiment, is it not planned? Okay, this is planned. And so the murder of George Floyd was a pre-planned detail. And everyone's all up in arms against white and black. That's segregation, separation. The first thing you do is to separate and segregate. The next thing you do is to begin to starve the people out. But I believe these people are doing more of a haphazard, no pun intended, detail in that they want to see. You got to test the system in order to find out how many people will rise up, how many people will grab the bricks of the pallets that you set out. This is a devious way of handling things, and you go, it's the government. It's not the government. I mean, as far as like what we consider to be the government, it's not. It's the controllers, the people that are the 5% over the 1%. Sorry. The 1%ers are basically a 5% detail, and then there's like a 0.5% over those that are the shadows, that are the ones that are paying for this, the ones that are giggling about us being all distracted and confused and not knowing what target to select because they're shadows. You go, oh, it's the Rockefellers, it's the Rothschilds, it's the Vanderbilts, the Bindenberg Group. You know what? Shut the hell up. You know, if you know the name, you don't know who it is. It's their job not to be known. So why in the hell would you be able to select somebody and say, that's who it is? Oh, man. Come on, get real. The points here are well made in that I want to inform you without panicking you. I want you to be able to understand what's going on here because we need to rise together. And that means get off your ass and do something, but it doesn't mean get out there and riot. It doesn't mean go and kneel in front of a statue. It means, first of all, to understand when the time comes, we need to be together. We can't, oh, I'm not going to do it because they don't have masks on. I mean, how stupid. The whole point here is to look at the segregation and the separation and the racism, and not just racism, though. That's a good part of it, and so many people want to fall into it because you've got your skinheads and you've got your Black Panther groups, you've got your neo-Nazis, you've got your Antifas, and all of these different groups are pre-designated in our brainwashing to be anti each other, against each other. And then you've got your militia versus police, and your people that want to change their own laws, like in the driving techniques that they use on the highways, to do whatever the hell they want. And so we have this separation between us that needs to be eliminated. I mean, your life's at stake here, gang. It's a little too late when they come a-knocking and say, yeah, you were at that Hardware Hank store, and we're just tracking down everybody who was at that store to give them their vaccination because we don't want to, any of this virus to spread around the country, because then it'll be your fault for, being free. So, right, trying to just give you the facts as they stand, because as I said, I have a level of understanding beyond many, and it doesn't make me greater. It makes me more responsible to let you know what the fuck is going on around here. And I don't care if you like the word here. The facts are what they are. I'm here to convey those facts and to help you out, to wake you up. Richie from Boston put it extremely well. And, I watch so many people's videos and look at all the different viewpoints and attitudes, and, you realize who has actually gone through the training of federal emergency mitigation and what can be done during those times of a national state of emergency, right? And for me to sit and rattle off all of the particular details, I've told you everything in a nutshell. Just take the Constitution, wipe your ass with it, throw it in the toilet, because that's what happened. All right? The president, in that speech where he signs over his power to FEMA, absolutely says that we were working with old and outdated rules that we're basically throwing into the garbage. And he's talking about we, the people of the United States of America, those rules is what he's talking about, guys. And you go, this is a fact. It's not up for interpretation. It's not up for equivocation. You get it or you lay down and die, right? This is a fact again. So, make no mistake. I'm not dicking around here. I've got work to do, and I've got all of these people that are so confused, and it's not really their fault, right? I need to be able to assist and aid these people in their mindsets first. That's where it starts, in your mind. So, these are the truths in the way that we live now. So what are you going to do? Wait for the knock on the door? Yeah, we saw you down at the junior high school, and somebody had the COVID there. COVID's a bunch of crap. It's used for world control, population control. Look at the Rockefeller report of 2010, and it lays most of it out right there. Now, when you get into a live exercise, you have certain contingencies, like how many people are going to rise, how are they going to rise, from what area are they going to rise, how can we help the anarchy, and this is like you think it's the government, guys. You are so confused. It's not the government in control of these things. It's the people running the government, the subversives in the government. And then you've got your confused police officers and sheriffs and state troopers that are just kind of like going, I got to do my job to help the people. I mean, there are so many that are just out there to be good guys, to get rid of crime. Sure, there's some power trippers. I mean, hell, look at me. Well, I have to apply the authority I have properly. I don't give orders, I give advice. I don't show a badge, I show a certification. And when it comes time to talking turkey to any given law enforcement individual, I talk turkey, and I see what the responses are. And I am not a violent man. There are certain circumstances where the snakes have to be removed from the grass or the children will be bitten. And in these circumstances, I will mitigate according to my oath and training and for the good of the people, the security of our nation, and why talk about things you've done. How many people, how many lives have you saved? How many emergencies have you mitigated? A shitload. And if I wore a star in my hat for everyone, I'd look like the night sky, for Christ's sake. But I don't want your credit. I don't need a medal. I don't need fame. I don't need any of that shit. So now I'm here. I'm here to help and to mitigate emergencies as I see fit. Now, what do you consider to be emergency yourself? Have a nice day, fucker. Right? What do you consider to be emergency yourself? Right? That's my obligation now. If you're driving down the road, you see somebody pulled over with their flashers on and their hood up, you continue to go by. I assess the situation, stop, and aid and assist our people to the best of my abilities and my training. And so, as mentioned, advanced CPR, advanced first aid, advanced lifeguard training. It's important for me to apply what I know to aid and assist. If I see an officer who's in distress or possibly in a very precarious situation, maybe with his hand on his gun, maybe with his gun out, I will identify myself, pull over, turn on my emergency lights, and if he's doing something wrong, it's my obligation to mitigate that. So I'm not just working like most people, against the people. I don't need. I mean, if people are driving crazy and people are endangering other people's lives, something should be done about it. But do I consider that to be an emergency? Right? Do I? Like these whacknuts just passed me by like they don't, I mean, it's not, they passed me by? No, that's not the idea. The idea is, are they going to rear end that woman who's got 3 kids in her car right in front of her because they're going 80 miles an hour in a 50? Yeah, that's the point. Maybe their dog's laying next to them with a broken leg. Maybe she's rushing her dog off to the vets. So there are certain circumstances that are important. Hell, I love dogs. I totally agree if that's the case. But it's not the case with this woman who just went whizzing by me, and she's about 2 inches from the bumper in front of her doing 62 miles an hour, and she would be doing 80 or 90, but somebody got in front of her. And you're only as fast as the person in front of you. Right, unless you want to pass in the ditch, which I wouldn't mind seeing her do, but then I'd have an emergency to mitigate, wouldn't I? And so very often in these emergencies that I mitigate, it's because somebody was being a dumbass that makes me stop, aid, and assist, and care about the people's lives. And this is far, far, far beyond people's lives here, guys. This is a mass detail. It's a worldwide operation. So I wanted to give you the information on that. Wanted to give you a little side data and detail, and I'd love to throw out some jokes for you. But at this particular point, I've gotten just a couple hours sleep. I'm a little bit tweaky and twitchy about the fact that people don't know what I just told you. So get it right, get it real, and share it to people. Let them know what the hell is going on here. This is called a live exercise by the ruler of FEMA. Bum, 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 bum. There's your joke. And is it really? So, you guys have a great day, and I will come back and give you more of the little bits of information about what we're in. But this is going to expand, and I'm not gonna put it out as a fear-mongering detail, but as an informational detail for you to use, first of all, here, and then in your activities. You look around, you go to places, and people look down on you because you don't have a face covering on. Get out of here. COVID was patented years ago by an American company. So was the vaccine. It's the wimpiest virus that ever existed. And then, ipso facto, most of us, I should go to a hospital and get tested, but they'd probably, execute me. Most of us were given COVID when we were kids. That's why it's used, because when somebody dies of whatever circumstance or reason, they can test them for COVID and say that it was a COVID death. And that way the numbers go up, the fear goes up, and more people put on those skanky masks, which will kill you or start to break down your immune system in 4 hours. So if you err on the side of caution and you wear a mask all the time, switch it out or you're killing yourself. All right, switch it out every 4 hours at least. And keep all that skank that builds up on the inside and then collects microscopic particles and turns into a dead fish on your face in about 4 hours. You might as well wear somebody's dirty underwear on your face, because that'll actually help build your immune system. You want to build your immune system? Go lick the sidewalk. I know it sounds crazy, but there are more beneficial germs than there are negative germs. And you keep wiping off your germs, you're opening up to the negatives. And because you're wiping off beneficial germs, you're taking them away. And what takes over from there, guys? Huh? Put it together. All right? Get real, get smart. Dun, 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 dun. I can't remember that. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. The theme song to Get Smart with Don Adams. All right, that was before your lifetime. However, you can Google it. All right. Well, I'm out of here. I do care about you guys for some odd reason. I'm caring about people with guns in their mouths. It's not all of you, and I'm not trying to say that. But I am saying it's time to wake up, time to get real, time to look at what is actually going on around here. And if able, we are able to do something about it. Now, if you're within one of the states that I travel, which is essentially from Minnesota to California, anything in between that, right down to Texas. I don't get down as far as Oklahoma, but I will in the next 3 months. Hopefully, we have 6 months to get this organized. And in your states, you'll notice FEMA camps being set up. You'll notice large military operations moving around. Notify me of details if you wish and will. I'm going to be there anyway. And then eventually I am heading down into the South End area. I'm heading over to Pittsburgh to check with a friend of mine to help me with this organization and technical details that are, mind-boggling for me to just sit and talk about and tell you the divisions and departments that are in here that I've trained in would take me 3 hours anyway. So I'm not going to put you through that horror, and through that discombobulation. Not at all. This is organization. This is technology. These are things that I have studied that have worked. Hey, Colorado, got any good weed on you? No. Of course they do. God bless them. So guys, I'll talk to you soon, and I'll try to be less rantful. But these are important details that you should and need to come to understand, because this ain't bullshit, and my certification is fucking not fake. And I'm using it to the best of my ability to mitigate emergencies for you guys. You want me to give up? Yeah, just give me a shitload of thumbs downs. And you know what? Maybe YouTube's going to do that anyway, just to shut me up. Who knows? But in the meantime, if you know somebody's actually doing something, like I'm out here doing things, let me know. Share to them this video or any of my videos that have something to do with, saving our society, because it's not just America we're talking about here. This is a worldwide detail, and I take a bullet in the head in most of the other countries just for saying what I've said to you now. So, I don't know, is that love or is that just commitment? Or should I just be committed? All right, Lance Renard here, and I have a plethora of names in my CB handle. It's Johnny Walker. You got the Johnny Walker right here. Got the Johnny Walker here, and then commonly people will go, is that red or black? I've been using that shit for 40 years. I just haven't had a CB, and soon to get a ham radio, and the flashy lights, and a defibrillator. And I've already got my 25-man emergency kit ordered, ready to rock. I am good to go to help you guys in any case, way, or circumstance. So let me know. If I'm running through your state, let me know. I'll stop by and knock on your door. How's that grab you? I don't fuck around, and I don't make shit up. I tell you the truth the way I see it and what I think is important for you to know. So that's what's important for today. Now you have yourself a nice day, neighbors, and take care. Oh, Jesus, don't forget to drive a little bit safer, because I'm going to get on this fucker's case right now.